You stop halfway across a parking lot because your calf tightens like a fist. Then the pain eases after you stand still for a minute. That is not always just age. For peripheral artery disease alone, somewhere around 8 to 12 million U.S. adults over 40 may be living with narrowed leg arteries, and the risk rises as people get older, especially after 65. Poor circulation is a phrase people use for many things, but in real life it usually means one of two problems. Either the arteries are not delivering enough oxygen-rich blood to the legs, often because plaque has narrowed the pathway, or the veins are not carrying blood back up from the legs properly, often because the one-way valves inside those veins have weakened. Both can steal from your daily life slowly. First it is cold toes at night, then it is calf pain when you walk the dog. Then you start choosing the closer parking spot, skipping the farmer's market, avoiding the stairs, or sitting while everyone else is outside with the grandchildren. That is how circulation problems shrink a life, inch by inch. Here are the 8 signs I want you to pay attention to. The first sign is calf, thigh, or buttock pain when you walk. That gets better when you rest. Doctors call this claudication. It happens because your leg muscles ask for more oxygen during movement, but narrowed arteries cannot deliver enough blood fast enough. The second sign is cold feet or cold toes, especially if one foot feels colder than the other. When blood flow is reduced, the farthest parts of the body often complain first. The third sign is numbness or tingling in the feet or legs. People describe it as pins and needles, buzzing, or a foot that feels partly asleep. The fourth sign is a sore on the foot or lower leg that heals slowly. This matters. Healing needs oxygen, nutrients, and immune support carried by blood. If a sore lingers, especially on the foot, do not ignore it. The fifth sign is color change. Pale bluish or unusually shiny skin, weak pulses in the feet, poor hair growth on the legs, or toenails that seem to grow poorly can all suggest poor arterial supply. The sixth sign is swelling in the ankles or lower legs, especially later in the day. This often points more toward a vein problem. Blood is supposed to move upward toward the heart, but weak valves allow it to pool in the lower legs. The seventh sign is heavy, tired, achy legs after standing. Many people say their legs feel like they are filled with wet cement by evening. That heaviness is classic for venous insufficiency. The eighth sign is bulging or twisted veins, night cramps, burning, throbbing, itching, or fullness in the legs. Varicose veins are not just cosmetic for everyone. They can be a sign that pressure is building inside the veins. Now, a few symptoms deserve medical attention quickly. Non-healing foot or leg sores, pain in the foot or toes while resting, recurring walking pain, new or worsening leg swelling, or skin breakdown around the ankle should be checked. And if a leg or foot suddenly becomes cold, painful, pale, numb, or pulseless, that can be an emergency. One-sided swelling with pain, warmth, or redness can also be a clot warning, especially if there is chest pain or shortness of breath. The good news is that you are not helpless. Food will not magically open a blocked artery overnight, and anyone promising that is not being straight with you. But the right foods can support blood vessel function, nitric oxide signaling, blood pressure, inflammation, and the health of the vessel lining over time. That is where your power begins. Start with beets. Beets are rich in dietary nitrate. Your body can convert nitrate into nitric oxide, a signal that tells blood vessels to relax and widen. Many studies use about 350 to 500 milliliters of beetroot juice, providing roughly 350 to 500 milligrams of nitrate. You do not have to turn your kitchen into a laboratory. A serving of beetroot juice or a generous serving of cooked beets several times a week is a practical place to begin. It may help some people with blood pressure and vessel function, though results are not dramatic for everyone. Next, bring in nitrate-rich greens every day if you can. Arugula, spinach, Swiss chard, romaine lettuce, and beet greens work through a similar nitric oxide pathway. Think of greens as daily maintenance for your blood vessels. Add spinach to eggs, arugula to a sandwich, romaine to dinner, or Swiss chard into soup. Simple counts. Then, use cocoa wisely. Dark chocolate and unsweetened cocoa contain flavonols that can support the lining of your blood vessels and help nitric oxide work better. The key is not candy-style milk chocolate loaded with sugar. Choose high cocoa dark chocolate or unsweetened cocoa and keep it to a small portion. This is vascular support, not permission for a dessert binge. Pomegranate is another strong food to consider. Research on pomegranate shows meaningful blood pressure effects in trials, with one 2024 analysis finding average reductions of about 7.87 millimeters of mercury in systolic blood pressure and about 3.23 in diastolic pressure. Pomegranate is rich in polyphenols, which may reduce oxidative stress and support nitric oxide availability. Use whole pomegranate arils or a small serving of unsweetened pomegranate juice. Because juice is calorie-dense, more is not always better. Garlic also deserves a place on the plate. Garlic compounds may support nitric oxide signaling, reduce vessel stiffness, and modestly lower blood pressure. Fresh garlic in soups, beans, roasted vegetables, sauces, and salad dressings is an easy food-first habit. Aged garlic extract has also been studied for blood pressure, with stronger effects seen in some research at higher daily amounts. But garlic can interact with blood thinners, antiplatelet drugs, and blood pressure medicines. If you and your clinician decide aged garlic extract makes sense, there is a practical option through the link in the description below. It is not a replacement for garlic in meals, walking, or medical care, but it can help people who want a more consistent routine. Cayenne can be used too, but keep it in perspective. Capsaicin may create a warming sensation and may affect blood vessel activity, but the evidence is much weaker for improving true peripheral artery disease or venous insufficiency symptoms in older adults. So use cayenne as a spice if you enjoy it, not as your main circulation plan. The bigger pattern matters more than any one. Superfood. A Mediterranean-style plate is the safest direction. Extra virgin olive oil, leafy greens, beans, nuts, fish, fruit, and fewer processed meats. Reviews on peripheral artery disease nutrition suggest this pattern may be protective, while processed meats, saturated fat, cholesterol-heavy foods, excess sodium, added sugar, and heavy alcohol work against blood pressure, cholesterol, weight, and vascular health. Food is only half the home plan. The other half is movement. For artery-related walking pain, structured walking is one of the most evidence-based, non-drug tools. The method is simple, though not always easy. Walk until leg discomfort becomes moderate. Stop and rest, then walk again. Over time, this helps train the legs to use blood flow more efficiently and can improve walking ability. Start gently and build up several days a week. For vein-related swelling and heaviness, Break up long sitting or standing. Do ankle pumps. Take short walking breaks. Elevate the legs when swelling is the main problem. Elevation can help venous pooling, but remember, it does not fix an arterial blockage. And if you smoke, quitting completely may be the single most powerful circulation decision you can make. Smoking is one of the strongest risk factors for peripheral artery disease. You do not need to change everything by tomorrow morning. Start with 1 week. Add a nitrate-rich green each day. Use garlic in one meal. Swap candy chocolate for a small square of dark chocolate or unsweetened cocoa. Try beets or pomegranate. Walk in short rest and repeat intervals, even if the first walk is only a few minutes. Your legs are not just transportation. They are your independence, your errands, your garden, your travel, your time with family. Listen when they speak. Feed your blood vessels better. Move them daily. And if the warning signs are persistent, worsening, or sudden, get checked. The goal is not fear. The goal is catching the problem early enough that you stay in charge of your life.